Barber Pool Wildlife Preserve, 615 acres of prime river bottom land between Barber Dam and Diversion Dam. It's the largest single open space habitat area remaining along the Boise River in the greater Boise Valley. Barber Pool supports more than 300 species of birds and mammals, including bald eagles. The Barber Pool area started out as a 270-acre farm owned by Isaac Costin, just as the Idaho City mining boom was starting in 1863. Costin's small cabin is now located with other historic buildings in Julia Davis Park. The Barber Lumber Company was organized in 1902, who had acquired 25,000 acres of timberland along Grimes and Moores Creek in the Boise Basin. Costin sold the property to Barber Lumber Company the same year, 1902. 2 years later, the Barber Lumber Company began building the mill, power plant, and company town east of Boise. The mill pond was established to process logs that were harvested upstream in Idaho City. By 1905, a 1,500 horsepower electrical plant was in operation to power the sawmill and the town. Logs were floated downstream to the mill pond. Barber Dam had 11-foot risers on the dam crest to create a deeper and longer reservoir in the Barber Pool area. In 1915, Arrow Rock Dam was completed, cutting off the river route for the logs. The Barber Lumber Mill operated from 1904 to 1931. A company town with small homes for workers grew up around the sawmill. The town of Barberton was started in 1906. The name was later shortened to Barber. At its height, the Barber Mill employed over 400 employees. In 1909, the Bureau of Reclamation finished the Diversion Dam and the New York Canal to provide irrigation water for the Boise Valley and Treasure Valley. In 1914, Boise Payette Lumber acquired the sawmill site. In 1957, Boise Payette Lumber merged with Cascade Lumber and became Boise Cascade Corporation. In 1978, Boise Cascade gifted the Barber Pool property to the Idaho Foundation for Parks and Lands. The foundation had been formed several years earlier to play a role in the creation of Harriman State Park and the Idaho State Park System, working in partnership with Governor Robert Smiley and the Harriman family. In the late 1970s, both Barber Dam and the lumber mill were designated as a historical archaeological site by the National Park Service. In 1979, Barber Pool was named one of 11 Idaho Unique Ecosystems by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Nearly 10 years later, Barber Pool received an endorsement from the Lasting Legacy Committee of the Idaho Centennial Commission. In 1999, the Friends of Barber Pool Conservation Area was formed. In the early 2000s, the foundation asked the Army Corps of Engineers to do a conservation master plan for Barber Pool. The vision was to preserve the riparian habitat in the river bottom area on both sides of the Boise River. The goals for the Barber Pool Wildlife Preserve are: 1. Protect Barber Pool as a unique Idaho conservation resource. 2. Engage in wildlife habitat improvements, including efforts to eradicate or control noxious weeds. 3. Utilize Barber Pool as an educational resource for the community. 4. Protect scenic vistas into the Barber Pool area, sharing the valuable aesthetic resources of the natural landscape. Together, we at the Foundation believe it's crucial to preserve the Barber Pool area for future generations to enjoy. Please help us protect the Barber Pool Wildlife Preserve in perpetuity. We need your help.